All right, fifth time's the charm here on YouTube. Sorry about that. Some troubles. I had to reboot my computer. I don't know what was wrong, but live nonetheless on the YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Let's try this again, folks. Welcome to Wednesday Live. I'm just gonna fix my color. It's a little bit cool on this camera. Perfect. Cool. My name's Nate Savage. Meanwhile, this one isn't gone yet. Okay. Hey, welcome to Wednesday Live. Starting over, trying again. Sorry for the technical issues. I had to reboot my computer for YouTube. Anyway, my name's Nate Savage. Me and my wife Chelsea run GuitarFam.com, where we love to help people play the music that's important to them that they love. And yesterday was Q&A Tuesday, and I asked the question, have you ever had a breakthrough moment with your strumming? And if so, what did that look like for you? And I shared a couple of breakthrough moments that I had. One was very humiliating and embarrassing. And that's the way it usually goes when I'm prompted to get, to really dig in and work on something. And the other one was just a song that I learned that really helped me with my strumming. Hey, Dad. Hey, Andy. Nice to see you guys. And not a whole lot of response on this one. I think it's because I'm more of an open-ended question that required some storytelling. But I did get a couple responses on YouTube. The first one was from Jim, and he said that a breakthrough came from him on his strumming when he started to play harmonica and guitar at the same time. And that kind of made sense to me because you really have to pay attention to what you're doing when you're doing multiple things like that. And your strumming just has to be on point, and you have to put a lot of effort into it. And when you do that and you focus on something for a sustained period of time like that it takes to get good at that type of stuff, then you are going to get better at it. And that's really one of the things that this whole having a breakthrough with anything, doesn't matter what it is, it boils down to. Yes, you have to focus on that thing, in this case, strumming or timing, but you do have to focus on it for a sustained period of time. And I'm not saying you have to do hours a day, but you have to do it for like at least 15 minutes a day, 4 or 5 times per week. And it has to be over a sustained period of time. It can't be just a couple of weeks. You probably need to do a month or 3 to see a really big difference. And when you focus on something like that, you do have breakthrough moments that will change for the rest of your life. It'll change your playing in the way you perceive yourself and the way you perceive music and just your ability to play guitar in general. And one of the things like that for me was this type of strumming from a guy named Monty Montgomery. The other comment was the question. I said the song "It's All Right" by Monty Montgomery really helped me get my strumming in line. And somebody asked, what was the name of that song? It was "It's All Right" by Monty Montgomery. And it goes... There's more to that song than that, but you get the idea of the fast triplets. Something like that. And the single notes there. That really helped me to kind of focus on strumming and realize that, hey, I really need to work on my timing, my technique to stay loose, and then my ability to hit single bass notes for certain chords. And that's usually the way it goes for me. Focusing on one particular aspect of playing is brought about by a song that I want to learn. And that's kind of the best way to learn guitar, in my opinion, just because you have something to show for it at the end after that. Andy says, taking part in the Guitar Fam collaborations has made me work harder on my strumming. And when I had to reach when I had to teach my friend basic guitar. Yeah. Again, forcing yourself to play songs is a fantastic way, because videoing yourself will let you know, like because he's talking about the collaborations you do on the Guitar Fam site. Videoing yourself will know really how good you are, or what areas need work that you probably, for me, can't really perceive the little nuances of the things that you need to work on. It's good when you're when you're just strumming in your room by yourself. When you see it played back, a lot of the times I'm horrified. I'm like, man, I got to go work on that. Or recording yourself, even if it's not video, just audio. Like in a garage band or something. That's really fantastic. Um, but those, like when I've had breakthrough moments on guitar, it's because I focused on a very narrow thing, like strumming and timing, finger style, the blues for a sustained period of time, like 3 months, really 3 months minimum. And I'm not saying that's all you have to practice. Hey, David. Hey, Jim. Nice to see you guys here. Thanks for stopping by. Um, but I think a lot of people get frustrated when they work on something for a couple of weeks and they don't get to where they want to be. And that's just not the way that's just not the way life works. And especially the guitar, you have to do it over a sustained amount of time. So what I recommend doing is putting on your calendar like 3 months from whenever you start working on something. Put it on your calendar 3 months from now. Check in to see how I'm doing with my strumming or my timing or my finger style or whatever. Give yourself some time to really get whatever it is down and really focus on it. Like if you have 30 minutes a day to practice and you're really focusing on your strumming, dedicate 15 minutes, half your practice time to that, and then do whatever you want. Um, and have a goal, some kind of a goal song attached to it, so you have some kind of marker um, by which to measure things. Um, I guess the only other thing that I wanted to mention in this is like in the on the topic of strumming. If you haven't yet, go to guitarfam.com/strumming quiz. There's a strumming evaluation quiz there that's will help you get a kind of a global view on where your strumming is. Um, that you might have like a misconception. Am I a beginner, an advanced beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced strummer? And it'll help you kind of evaluate that to see exactly where you are. But it won't only evaluate that or evaluate your strumming. It'll give you some steps to take that you need to focus on to get to the next level. And it'll, give you a write up of where you are, but also give you some lessons, some videos to go watch to focus on. And that will be what you focus on for the next, month to 3 months to get to that next level. And it's worth putting in the time to focus on that just because it's such a big part of your playing. And once you solve that, it can really change your life as far as the songs you can play and the things you can pull off on guitar. And focusing on one area like that for a sustained period of time will make a big difference. David said, I'll be honest, it usually takes me about 3 months to get a cover song the way I need it to play for live from memory. That's right. And it's it takes people longer than you'd expect. And it still takes me longer than I'd expect, even if like my skills get better, so I tackle something that's a little tougher. My skills get better, so I tackle something that's a little tougher. And it always takes longer than I'd like, right? Jim says we all need to remember that learning to play guitar well is not easy. That's right, man. It takes a lot of work and a lot of focus, yeah, and a lot of consistency to it. After that, Joseph Galasso says, "I had a breakthrough when I did your lesson on lion eyes. You showed different patterns and embellishments, hitting some accents, and the timing. That song has different verses, so many bars and quick changes. Yeah, like that song is deceptively easy sounding because it's so laid back, but it's kind of hard to keep track of where you're going. And then you can add a lot of embellishments if you want, which kind of let you make it as hard as you like to, or as advanced or beginner as you like to too. So you're right about that. That's cool. I'm glad you had a breakthrough on that. It's nice to hear. Let's see. Anybody else? I guess that's all I have to say about this for today. I'm sorry for the live streaming problems I had. I just deleted them and decided to redo it because it just wasn't worth it. Jim says we only see the final results after the pros have spent years honing their guitar skills. That's right, and you know, everybody has their own bag of tricks and stuff they've worked on. If you ask them, a lot of guitar players, if you ask them to do something completely out of their wheelhouse, they wouldn't be able to do it. So yeah, you're right. We have to remember that. Daphne says it took me longer than I thought to improve on my timing. I still have a lot of work to do on it. Daphne, I sympathize with that and empathize with that a lot because I go through that like every 2 or 3 years. I get my strumming and timing to a certain level. That's like, oh right, I got to that next level, and then I look back a little while later, like a year later, I'm like, because I've gotten better and I can hear things better. I'm like, oh man, I still have a long way to go. I need to work on that again, work on strumming and timing again to get it to that next level too. So I relate to that. Cool. Let's see what else is going on this week. Chelsea and I are taking off between the 25th and the first, so we'll be back on the second, but we're not doing anything. We're not answering emails. We're not doing live streams. Not putting up YouTube videos on. Actually, I'll probably pre-schedule some YouTube videos to go up that week because we're focusing on strumming. I have a lot of strumming videos coming out tomorrow on YouTube. I believe the video is on something called this the strumming technique checklist. So it'll help you if you're having trouble holding onto the pick when you're strumming the guitar, or if you feel like you're just not quite as smooth as you'd like to be with your strumming, or you feel like your upstrokes are getting caught in the strings a little bit. It will help you. It's kind of a checklist to solve those issues, and that could be something you focus on. If you go to the quiz, the strumming evaluation quiz, guitarfan.com/strumming quiz, and you get like a beginner or advanced beginner level, that's the type of stuff you'll be working on, that mixed with timing and just some song recommendations for you too. So Daphne says that makes me feel better to hear you go through that every couple of years. Yeah, and I think the reason for that is like there's so much to playing guitar. It's like you don't know what you don't know. How can you know it? Just like if you're starting to learn math and somebody starts you in like calculus, you're like, I don't even know what that means. I have to learn my basic arithmetic, right? And just basic mathematics. And then once you learn that, you can look back and see, oh, I can kind of see how I could learn algebra now. And then once you learn algebra, you can be like, oh, I can kind of see how I learn calculus now, or physics or whatever. So I think it's kind of the same thing. It's like you don't know what you don't know until it's in the rearview mirror. And that's just the way it goes. Cool. Let's see. Jim says, wait. Oh, sorry. I already read that one. David said, why do I not see Daphne's comment? Oh, Daphne's comment is on Instagram. David. She's an Instagram girl, mostly, from what I gather. Right, Daphne? I have YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook all pulled up here. I might not do that anymore. I don't get a lot of interaction on Facebook. Like tons, or the most on YouTube, and then second most on Instagram. But we'll see. I'm going to do it for the rest of probably for another 3 weeks, and then make some kind of evaluation so I don't make this harder on myself than I have to. But just on personal notes, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone. I sold some stuff recently, and I'm going to do this completely self-indulgent videos. I got a Charvel, like a newer Charvel used, and then I ordered from Japan last night, like a 1990 or 1989 Charvel. I'm going to do a video comparing the two, and I think it's going to be really fun. Total midlife crisis guitars, but it's better than going out and buying a sports car, cheaper. And I really didn't spend any money on it because I sold some things. So that's cool. Happy Christmas, Jim. Yes, she's on Instagram. She says, hey, David and Jim. Okay, this went much better than the last attempt to do live stuff, so I'm glad I redid it. All the best in 2025. Yeah, sure. That's what I tell Chelsea. I did use some Christmas money, David. So it's not completely paid for by the selling of gear, but 95% paid for. I'm very excited. It came from Japan. It was shipped last night, and it's going to be here on Friday by DHL. I'm like, that's amazing that they can get a guitar here in less than 3 days from Japan to Canada. I thought it was pretty awesome. Does anybody else have any questions before? I'll just mention again, if you want to take the strumming evaluation quiz and you haven't already, go to guitarfan.com/strumming quiz. It's just 10 questions long. It'll give you your results, beginner, advanced beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Then it'll give you some steps you can take and some lessons to get your strumming to that next level, strumming and timing. Cool. Well, I think that's it. I'm excited for the Guitar Fans focusing on strumming next year. Yeah, me too. It's going to be at least through February, Daphne. So that'll be really good strumming and timing. And you are a premium member, so all the fun plans we have planned for the new year, you already have access to. So that's great. All right. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'll see you guys. What's in that next week? What's next? Yeah, I guess Tuesday's Christmas Eve. I don't know, man. I probably won't do a live. Yeah, I might do a live. I'm not going to do a live stream on Christmas. Everybody will be opening presents and eating turkey, so I'm not going to do that. Maybe I'll do it earlier in the week. Maybe I'll do it on Tuesday or Monday or something. Anyway, guys, have a great day. I'll talk to you later.